All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of New Earth Teachings Live. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Happy to be here once again for another webcast. So we are going to be doing our kind of usual routine where we're going to be taking healing requests and doing Q&A here in just a little bit. So first, before we get started, we will go ahead and I just have one announcement. It is about a cosmic tour to Stonehenge and the Pleiades with me. So this is still happening. Okay, this is going to be happening between July 18th and 26th. All right, so like I said, this whole quarantine situation will be way gone by that time. This is what I've been getting. And I've already been getting visions of me going to Stonehenge this year and having an incredible time with an amazing group of people. So it's been a while since I've been able to promote this because we had to find out exactly, what the situation was pertaining to the whole COVID situation. But that is not going to play a factor relating to a cosmic tour to Stonehenge and the Pleiades. So this again from July 18th to July 26th. So there still are a couple spots that are left over if you guys want to come and join me on July 18th, 26th at Stonehenge. So again, we're going to be connecting with the Pleiadians. So what I've been told by Spirit is that there will be a Pleiadian sighting or perhaps even a Pleiadian visitation while we are at Stonehenge or around that area. We're also going to be looking at crop circles. We're also going to be looking at the ancient Arthurian history, Avalon as well too. We're going to be looking into the inner earth. We're going to be connecting with Stonehenge. We're going to be cleaning out the portal as well too, representing that of Stonehenge, and a lot more. So again, you guys can go to wonderworld.vacations. When you go to the website, you'll find the poster here on the front page, and go ahead and come and join us if you're free in July. Again, the aspect of the COVID situation will not play a factor from what I'm receiving. Like I said, I've already gotten visions of me being in Stonehenge, of guiding this tour, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be mesmerizing. It's going to be wonderful, and I'm looking forward to it. So again, if you guys want to jump along on the bandwagon, just go to wonderworld.vacations. Okay? And of course, healing code cards are still available. What I would recommend right now is if you are in Canada or the US, is just to purchase them directly from Amazon. Okay. If you are international, there might just be a few more days before I can get deliveries going again. Okay. I'm basically just still waiting for some supply deliveries from Amazon, but there's been some delays, but it is supposed to be here this week. So once the supply deliveries are ready, then I'll be delivering some more healing code cards to the international customers. But again, healing code cards are available on Amazon.ca and Amazon.com. So if you don't have your deck yet, come and grab it. There's plenty available. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started with today's webcast. So thank you, everybody, for being here. It's always great to look at the chat and see who's here. So always have people from over the world, Montreal, Texas. Well, that's basically North America, but that's still good. All right, so again, if you guys do have any healing requests, that's the first thing we're going to take. Okay, we're going to take healing requests first, and then we're going to be going into Q&A. Okay, so I'm just going to start off from the very top of the chat and just kind of scrolling down and just seeing if there's any healing requests that would like to come in. Okay. All right. So some people have asked me, oh, Brad, how long do you see the quarantine happening? Well, this is a Q&A, but I see it ending at the end of April. Okay, so the end of April would be it. So let's just see if we can find some healing requests today. All right. I think people are just having a conversation here. Okay, here we go. Now we're in the live chat here. Okay. Oh, we do have somebody from Australia. Great. Hey guys, we're not taking questions right now, okay? We're going to be going to doing some healing work first, okay? So the healing comes first, Q&A comes second, okay? So if you guys have any healing requests, this is the time where you can bring it out. We're going to probably do that to about 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, and then we'll be getting into questions, okay? So if you guys have any healing requests right now, now is the time, okay? Here's one from Frederic Sonny, I guess name is. Okay, so Frederic says, "Hi Brad, feeling a bit sick for days now." Okay. So Frederic, why don't I start off with you? So what we're going to do firstly together is we're just going to do the routine grounding meditation state. Okay. So let's just get ourselves into a nice, relaxed, comfortable posture, making sure our body is free of any tension. Okay. And we're just placing our hands upon the center of our chest, just like this. Okay. We're going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And once again, deep breath in, deep breath out. And one more time, deep breath in, and deep breath out. Okay, and I just want you to bring your focus and awareness now to the bottom of your feet. You're feeling roots coming out through the bottom of your feet and connecting deeply into the ground. Okay, and now you're just pulling up that earth energy, that brown earth energy, that warm, loving brown earth energy, moving up through your feet, up through your knees, up into your base of your spine. Okay? And now we're just going to focus on the chakra centers. Okay? So what I want you to do right now is I just want you to visualize the color of the root chakra, which is red. Okay? Like an apple red. I just want you to see that in your mind. Okay? And we're going to move up. We're going to go now into the navel chakra, which is colored orange, like the fruit. Okay? Just imagine like you're seeing the color of an orange peel. Okay, just seeing the color orange. Okay, moving up now into the solar plexus, we are seeing the color yellow, like a lemon. Okay, moving up now into the heart chakra, we are seeing the color green, like grass. Okay, moving up now to the throat, where you're seeing sky blue, or aquamarine. Okay, looking up at the sky. Okay, moving up into the third eye chakra, where you're seeing ocean blue. And finally, moving up into the crown chakra, where you are seeing violet. Okay, so now we're going to take a deep breath, inhale through our abdomen. Bring it all the way up into the crown. Exhale. And just feeling that cascading rainbow light coming all the way down to the bottom of the feet and connecting directly to the perineum located in between the genitals. Okay. And now we're just going to see our torus field, our toroidal field. Okay, we're just going to start seeing that spin very slowly, very softly, counterclockwise. Okay, just very slowly, very softly, counterclockwise. Okay. And we're just tuning into the counterclockwise rotation of our energy field, nice and slowly, nice and softly, nice and subtle. And you are now connected to the earth energy. We are now ready to receive spiritual energy. Okay. So, Frederic, I will get to you now. So you said you've been feeling a bit ill for a few days. So let's again have your hands upon the center of your chest. And what I want you to do is just to feel out your body, okay? I want you to feel where there's nausea, any particular form of sickness, okay? So maybe if that's in your stomach, maybe if there's any congestion in your chest as well too. You're just seeing roots coming out through your palms, okay? And I want you just to connect to that feeling of nausea. My feeling is you're going through some pretty major shifts right now. There's been some toxicity in your body, okay? So we're basically trying to pull out a lot of that toxicity that may lead to this illness, this feeling a bit icky. Best way I can put it, feeling maybe nauseated, okay? So I want you just to pull all of that debris that you're feeling inside your body, and I want you to put it just inside your hands, okay? So just imagining it like black liquid, okay? So if you're feeling the sickness, the illness, nausea, congestion, anything of that nature, okay, you're just putting that into your hands right now, okay? So I'll give you a moment now while you do that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and connect to spirit, and we'll help to clear that out, okay? I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid energy contained within Frederick's hands from his feeling of nausea, illness, sickness from his body, purging it up from his body, putting it up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven, completely eliminating all karmic agreements, soul contractual clauses that represent the presence of this energy, dissolving it entirely. Apply. Okay, so Frederic, just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so that energy is going to continue to work with you, so it'd be good just to drink some kind of like room temperature water. Okay, so fresh water. Even if you have alkaline water, that too could be very, very helpful for you as well too. But get lots of rest. Just make sure you're drinking some liquids and resting yourself today as this energy goes to work on you. Okay, thank you, Frederic. Okay. Okay, let's go to... Okay, well, T Light has a request here for her heart emotions. Now, emotions aren't really something I'm working with a single request. It's more so in that sense if there's anything on the surface. When we're working with emotions, T Light, this is something a lot more deeper, and this is the core. And I don't want to really remove emotions from you because they're very, very helpful. Okay, those emotions are very, very helpful in helping you to shift yourself. Okay, so we don't want to get rid of those emotions. We want to talk to them. We want to speak to them. Okay, so T Light, my suggestion to you is to go to my YouTube channel and look up BCR and TC technique all in one. Okay, that will be the entire healing process for you, just using those two methods. Okay, we don't want to get rid of emotions. We want to work with them. They're very, very helpful. They're telling us about ourselves. They're telling us of what we need to give love to, give compassion to, give forgiveness to. Okay, so guys, this is just a rule. I don't work with you guys with emotional healing, not in this particular context. Because emotions are very, very good. We want those. We don't want to get rid of them because now you're missing the message. Now you're missing the messenger. It's very important that you have your emotions intact. Okay, so you want to look into them. You want to listen to what they're saying to you, and now you can help to clear them by working together with BCR technique and TC technique. You're clearing the emotional triggers. Okay, it's very, very important that we keep those intact. So T-Light, please go check out BCR and TC technique all in one video on my YouTube channel, and that will help you further. Okay. Okay. It's one from Solstice. Hi, Brad. Request for healing for myself. I've been experiencing painful energy releasing from my body, and I don't know when it will end. I can't do anything and cannot even work or do basic tasks. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. So let's see what we can do to help you out with that today. Okay. So Solstice, what I'd like you to do, again, same thing, is just place your hands upon the center of your chest, seeing roots coming out through your hands. And I want you just to connect to the pain spots, okay? I want you to connect with the painful energy about where it is. If it's in the nervous system or if it's in the organs or areas of the body, I just want you to imagine that these roots are connecting to those areas, okay? And again, you're just imagining that pain energy as black liquid, okay? And that black liquid is coming and flowing directly into the roots, right? So the roots are collecting that black liquid and it's being stored directly into your hands, okay? So I'm just going to give you a few seconds now as you can take the roots and just look into the pain areas of the body and just sucking up all of that debris, okay? As you're sucking up that debris, you're just being apologetic to the body. Say, I apologize to my body for not being attentive regarding this pain energy, but I promise from this point onward that I will be attentive and I will attend to my body the moment I feel even just a little bit of pain, okay? So again, a lot of these shifts, as it were, because we basically may call them from shifts from time to time, these are again buildups. This is toxicity, okay? This may relate to metals within the body as well too, stagnant energy within the body, okay? So we're pulling a lot of that debris out, we're putting it into our hands, okay? And then we'll get Spirit to clear it out, all right? So Solstice, I will now go ahead and connect with Spirit. I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid distortion energy within Solstice's hands, lifting that energy up from their body, putting it up into source consciousness to be 100% purified and forgiven, completely nullifying all karmic contracts, soul agreements, and any other particular forms of debris consciousness residing within Solstice's body that can therefore now be eliminated. Apply. Okay, so let's just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so there's a hint that I give people who have a lot of pain in their body, okay? You want to develop an ability for you to laugh at your pain, okay? So this is where you're firstly starting off with a smile, right? And then you're just going to start laughing into your pain body, okay? So if I had a sore shoulder right here, and if I felt I was in a lot of pain, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe, okay? I'm just going to take deep breaths. I'm just going to... Okay, I'm just breathing in, breathing out, and I'm just trying to mellow out the pain. The pain is still there, but it's being mellowed out because I'm just flowing with the breath. Okay, the breath is calming the pain. Okay, once the pain has been calmed, what I'm going to do is it's almost like I'm putting like a little energy field right here on the left shoulder if I was having some pain here. Okay, and I just start smiling into it. It's like those little emojis, right? The little yellow face with the big smile and the big laughter. Right? And you're just putting a lot of those emojis into your shoulder. And you just start smiling, you start chuckling, you start laughing. And you just keep laughing, and you just keep laughing, and you just keep laughing. As you keep laughing, what you're doing is you're clearing away all of the emotional debris within the shoulder that's causing the pain receptors to fire. Okay? So what you're doing is you're taking out the stagnant energy because you're putting joyful energy. As soon as you laugh, guys, that's instant joy. That's instant love, all right? So is that true, pure state of laughter that is truly innocent, right? You are laughing and you are clearing out all of the stagnant debris within the cells that represent pain. So the pain is being cleared away. So now what you can do is you can call on your entourage. You can say to my spirit entourage, please clear out all of the debris within this pain here and allow the shoulder to heal. Let it be done. Okay? Your spirit entourage comes in, they start clearing it all out, and within a matter of seconds to minutes, your shoulder starts feeling better. Okay? It's like the pain just starts going down and down and down and down and down and down until it's not even there anymore. Okay? So your entourage is taking care of clearing away all of the particular debris within your shoulder or any other areas that you may be experiencing pain, okay? So the pain body only works for as long as our mind keeps feeding it, okay? Basically what your body is trying to do is it's trying to get your attention, saying, hey, come on, can you deal with this? This has been something that's been brewing right now. We're trying to get your attention. It's like us doing this to you. Hey, come on, do I have to pinch you? Do I have to smack you? What's going on? I'm trying to get your attention here. Take care of the body. Body is in pain, okay? It needs your love. It's starved for love. That's what it needs. So when you give it your attention, you start bringing it loving energy, you start bringing joyful energy, all of that debris now starts to clear, and it's like taking rocks out of a river, right? And now the river water can now flow. So that's what you're doing. You're taking the obstructions out of the river so that the water can flow again, okay? Now the body can naturally heal itself. That's all it needs. It's not to say you need to go grab a big bunch of carrots and start eating a bunch of carrots, or a big box of apples and start eating a bunch of apples. If you want to, you can, but that's not what your body is saying. It says, I'm not looking for nutrition here. I'm looking for you to help block out the stagnant energies because your emotional pollution is obstructing your energy flow and it's going to get painful. So I need you to help me clear this out, right? This is why I'm trying to get your attention. The body is saying, hey, will you pay attention to me? Right? So now you're going in, you're taking deep breaths in and out, right? You start to look at that energy. You start putting those smiley faces on it. You start laughing, right? And you just laugh and you laugh and you laugh and you laugh. You have nothing that you even need to laugh about. Just laugh for laughter's sake, right? You start laughing. You call in your entourage. Your entourage is here. Clear away all the pain energy. Clear up this area. Bring it back into good healing, good health. Let it be done. Okay? It's all you guys are doing. This is bare bones simple, right? If you guys can laugh, then you're well ahead of the game, right? Rather than having this all the time, right? Smile, laugh, look into your body, help it in that way. That's why you're getting pain. It's trying to get your attention. You got to pay attention to this. Don't keep ignoring it. Don't be popping pills. Don't be doing any of that stuff. That's not going to help. Clear the body. Exactly as I've told you. And that's what's going to really improve your body overall. Okay? Okay, thank you, Solstice, for your request here. Azita asks, hi, Brad, can we do a group healing for everybody? Yeah, since we got a few minutes left, why don't we go ahead and do that as well too, okay? So we will do a group healing for people, okay? So, thank you for the request, Azita, because I was going to be getting into doing something really quick for everybody, but since we got a little bit of extra time, all right? So let's just place our hands upon the center of our chest, okay? And again, just seeing the roots coming out through the hands. And for those of you watching right now, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on recording, it's good for any of you, all right? So I want you just to look into the body right now. Is there anything that's stiff, anything that's aching, anything that's painful, anything that's sore, anything that's uncomfortable, okay? I want you just to look into the body and just being able to feel that out, and you just feel the roots are connecting to those areas of the body, okay? And what you're doing is you're just imagining those areas that are like black liquid, and you're just sucking it up through the roots, okay? And you're just putting that directly into your hands. So what I'll do now is I'll just give you guys 1 minute to just put all of that debris, black liquid, into the hands, and then we'll do a group clearing, okay? So let's do it for 1 minute here. Okay, so that is 1 minute. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to clear this debris from ourselves. Okay, so with all of that black liquid energy contained in your hand, I will now connect to spirit for everybody watching. And again, you will it'll help to clear out the collective debris of what people are going through, okay? I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid energy contained within the hands of everybody that is watching this recording, this live broadcast here and now. Purging all of that debris, black liquid energy, out of their bodies, putting it up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven. Nullifying all karmic agreements, all soul contract clauses that represent the presence of this pain energy, distortion energy, emotional energy in all its forms, letting it be nullified, eliminated, and cleared from their beings. Apply. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, so guys, drink some water. All right, drink some water, get some rest. Have kind of an easy day today with these codes as they start to work with you, okay? So again, guys, remember, if you have the healing code cards, you're well ahead of the game here, okay? Keep working with the healing code cards on a daily basis, all right? So if we have lungs enhancer here, work with the lungs enhancer, okay? You're looking at it for 60 seconds. Card should be about 1 foot from your face. And you're looking at it, you're staring at it for 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, you got a glass of water here. You can lean the card against it. You can put it underneath, and you're just charging the water. Anything from within a 3-foot radius of the card will be charged. Okay, it has a 3-foot radius to itself. All right, so you can put that in the put that near your water, charge it for 60 seconds, or you can do that as well, or you can just place it upon your body. Lay down on your bed, lay down on your couch, place your card here, hands down upon it, and just vibe into the card and just relax. Take a deep breath in as you lay down, and you let the codes of the card go to work, for example, on the lungs. All right? These cards work amazing. They're absolutely wonderful. I use them. I'm the creator of them, and I still use them myself as well, too. So just a recommendation for you guys, all right? Okay, great. So we will now go ahead and get started with Q&A. Okay, so if you guys have any questions for myself or for Adronis, you can feel free to share. I will just be kind of going through the questions of what I feel would be good for the group that's tuning in. Okay, Oh, Brad looks so young. I don't know. I got some wrinkles here, guys. Not that young. But I am getting better. I'm doing a lot of work on myself, so things are improving. Thank you for that. Okay, let me just go down the list. Okay. Yeah, personal questions, guys. As much as I love to do them for you, I just want to make sure that we're basically taking questions that will benefit the collective, right? So the people that are tuning in here. So it is really just kind of general or kind of semi-personal questions. If you guys do have personal questions, I do readings. I do personal sessions, okay? So you can go to newearthteachings.com. You can go to my website, and you can book a session there as well, too, right? I have sessions available here in April and in May as well, too. Leading up into about the end of May. I'm going to take a bit of a break come the summertime, but through this month and next month, I'll have some times available. Okay, let me just go down the list here. Okay, here's a good question here from Eden Hughes. Eden says, "Hi Brad and Adronis, could you give more meaning to concept people-powered organizations? How can one form PPO and potential product service examples? And how does this differ to biz corporate today?" You're basically looking at everything that's open source. Okay, you're looking at everything that's open community. Okay, so for example, cryptocurrency, right, is an open source form of currency. That's a people-powered organization. That would be the idea of what I have shared and Adronis has shared. It's things that are very organic. It's things that's very open source. It's the idea that the community starts to develop it. It's almost like if you're looking at open source software, right? If you're looking at Ubuntu, if you're looking at Linux in that sense, that gives the idea of people-powered energy, right? People-powered organizations in that way. So the community chips in. So this is really where we are going to go in the years ahead. It's going to start off very small, and then it'll work its way up. People-powered organizations all relate to community. It represents open source. Okay, there's no closed source. There's no privatization. It's pretty much everything that's the opposite right now, right? Nothing with the idea of privatization or centralized banking or anything of that nature. Everything becomes open source. Everything's out in the open. Everything's available for everybody, right? You're not keeping things behind closed doors. So everything can relate to that. Whether it's the idea of the operation of business, whether it's the idea of food supply, whether it's the idea of currency, this is people-powered organizations, right? So more people are looking to have more clarity and transparency with the type of work that they do. So they can still offer services and exchanges as well too, but everything's out in the open. There's no records that are hidden. There's no hidden agendas. There's no privatization. There's nothing of that nature. So it's basically an open source community. Okay, so this would be the idea of people-powered organizations, ones that are very transparent with the community, that require the community as well too to thrive. It's almost kind of like nonprofit organizations, but a little bit more different. It's kind of more in the open source category. So everything in that sense is just available. There's transparency here. There's nothing hidden. There's no secrets. Okay, that would be the closest approximation to a people-powered organization. Okay, or organizations. Okay, thank you very much, Eden. Here's a nice one from KY. KY says, question, do our soulmates meet up with us in the spiritual world, even if they incarnate in a complete different universe? Is the end goal eventually to completely remerge into one's whole soul? With the last part of your question, KY, absolutely. Yes, you got it. Right? It's basically that you're merging together with the grander portions of yourself, right? So rather than looking at the sum of our parts, we're looking at ourselves in the whole. So we're converging ourselves together. And this is happening all the time. It does not always have to relate to romantic partnership, but it can be from people who are very close to us. It's, again, connecting to other versions of ourselves in different dimensions, even aspects of our family, our friends. There's parts of us within them. And we integrate, and we integrate, and we integrate. This is what Adronis has referred to as the amalgamation effect. So we basically amalgamate ourselves. We put ourselves together. So a divine partner, as it were, like a soulmate, yes, absolutely, because that's the deepest mirror for yourself. You're very, very intimate with that person. That person gets to know you a lot more deeper than pretty much anybody else could, right? So yes, you are integrating with that person. He's showing you himself, or she's showing you herself, and you are coming into a great state of love and compassion, all right? I think you guys remember a couple weeks ago, I did a spirit drive video, and I said I have a big surprise that I cannot reveal at this time. Something in that area, okay? It's something in that area about what you just addressed, KY, okay? I can't really talk about it just yet. It's getting to that point. The reason being is because you have to see it for yourself, because when the situation arrives, you're going to see exactly how, I would say, my ultimate summit level manifestation has come together. It's not what you guys are actually thinking, something a lot more deeper than that. So again, this is what I can share regarding that kind of surprise, but it should be coming, the surprise should be coming here around the start of the summer, okay? Around that time. And when that happens, I'll be referring to these videos in the past where I've said, well, you know what, guys, I've had this really kind of big surprise brewing relating to summit level manifestation, and it's an incredible surprise. It's a shocking surprise. You guys won't even believe that it's actually happened, okay? But I have to let the situation arrive for itself, okay? So it's very much on par with what you were just talking about here, KY, and that's the hint I can give you guys, okay? What is like Brad in some sort of new partnership or something like that? Can't tell you, okay? I'll let you guys know as we get closer to the time of the early summer, all right? But thank you, KY. That's a very good question as well, too. So yes, absolutely. Merging together with consciousness, having soulmates, quote unquote, twin flames, kindred spirits, etc. Coming from other universes and bonding together with you in all your own divine ways, magnetic ways that you allow, that you enable, can absolutely happen. Okay, so thank you again for that question. Daniel just says that healing worked, feeling much lighter now. Great, glad to hear it, Daniel. Thank you very much for your feedback. Okay. Johnny just asked, how can I contact you on a personal phone call? Well, again, guys, I do private sessions, okay? So let me see if I can pull up my banner here. I think I have one. Okay, that's New Earth Teachings. So it's just newearthteachings.com, okay, guys? newearthteachings.com. That is the website. So you just go on to newearthteachings.com. You'll see sessions in the nav bar, okay? And you'll see a drop-down menu, and you say book a private session with me or Adronis, okay? And you just go there, and you can book a 15 or 30-minute session, okay? I have those available. So thank you for that. Let's go down. Okay, here's one here from New Earth Cleona. Question for Adronis. Adronis, will the vaccine agenda come to pass? Okay, so I know some people are talking about vaccines. Adronis talked about this last time as well, too. So he's going to give another reminder relating to the vaccine agenda. So let me just take a moment as I bring Adronis in, and he can comment on this idea. All right? Soul Star Sirius Adronis. We are here, and we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction. We thank you for your question. As it relates to the vaccine agenda, well, is this going to happen? It's already peeking its head out the door, as it were, right here and right now. So a part of it is going to be exposed so that you can therefore say, no thank you. So that's primarily what's happening. As we stated, that the entire nature of this agenda, one of its key principles, was to originally create a false pandemic all across the entire planet to drench the entire world in fear, and then a little bit later on in saying, oh, hey, everybody, we got a vaccine. This vaccine is nothing more than a poison. It is nothing more than something that will keep track of you. It's nothing more in that sense that will completely debilitize your own body. It'll destabilize yourself. So it'll basically cause a lot of chaos within the body. We do not recommend you taking it at all. All right? So there will certainly be campaigns to try to push this. There certainly are campaigns to try to make this a mandatory vaccine. We can tell you right now that is not going to happen. All right? There will certainly be discussions, but of course there are, as you would say, implementations being put in place to prevent that from happening. So there is a pushing for the agenda. There is a pushing for the vaccination from the individual that you would know as Mr. Gates. And we suggest very, very strongly you do not take any particular form of vaccine that has to do with the coronavirus at all. All right? This is, again, all part of a viral / 5G ploy that is therefore being dismantled. All right? It is all being dismantled behind the scenes. It is the last thing your mainstream media will talk about. The last thing. They want to push this. They want to push this. They want to push this. They want to get you in fear. They want you to be in absolute panic and say, just give me the vaccine already so I can be done with coronavirus, even though it's not even touching me, even though it's mainly 5G implemented, even though it's a false virus that's been created in laboratories, even though it's this, even though it's that. It's nothing but a pushed false epidemic. And so again, as we have stated, we recommend not touching the vaccine by any means, and that again, you are being very, very assertive relating to the idea that you and your family and your friends are not taking this vaccine. All right? We do not feel it will be mandatory, but it will be voluntary, which means people will volunteer for it. We would suggest you encourage them about the idea about just research this before you decide to volunteer and put your body at risk. All right? So that is our suggestion altogether. Mandatory vaccine, absolutely not, but people can volunteer for this because they are very much, as it were, coerced into the idea of thinking that this vaccine is going to help them. It's not. It's not in any way. It's all part of an agenda. All right? We thank you very much for your question. Okay. Great. Thank you very much, New Earth Cleona, for that question. Okay, so we'll go down the list here a bit more. Okay. People just asked, Brad, what do you think of ayahuasca? I've never tried it, guys. I've never tried ayahuasca, so you're asking the wrong guy. Adronis has always talked about taking psychedelics in that way. Take it if you're guided to. Okay, if you're guided to go to do an ayahuasca trip, absolutely go ahead and do it. Make sure you have somebody very experienced working with ayahuasca, not some new ager who's basically saying, hey guys, I got ayahuasca, now we'll have an ayahuasca party. Right? What I'd suggest is connecting with the shamans, connecting with the medicine men, the medicine women, who have been doing this for many years, who are taking it together, who have advanced themselves a lot more. Those are the type of people you want to work with, okay? Not some new agers basically just smuggling in ayahuasca and just wanting to use it for recreational purposes, okay? It's not what it's meant for. It's a very sacred journey. It's meant to be respected in that way, okay? That's my own perspective. That's been Adronis' perspective on it too. Okay? All right. So let's go down the list here a bit more. Much love from Colorado. Thank you very much. Much love from Vancouver, BC, Canada. No vaccines whatsoever. You got it, brother. That's it. Terry says no vaccines whatsoever. No. It's not to say that vaccines are a bad thing, guys. If they are not created through the state of an agenda, where there's, again, a control agenda, an enslavement agenda in that sense, vaccines can be used for beneficial purposes, right? They can really help people. But again, the whole idea of these vaccinations is they've been infiltrated. The idea of medical science has been heavily infiltrated, all as a means of control and dumbing down the population and all of this. I mean, we've all known this. This is something that's not a stranger to us anymore. And those who do not know this just need to get their heads out of the sand. Because it's so obvious right now. It's no longer a game of, oh, maybe this is happening, maybe this is a possibility. No, unfortunately, guys, that's just not the way the vaccines are right now. It is the idea that there are agendas behind them, and they're not pleasant agendas. So this is why, again, Adronis suggests, please do not take any vaccines that have to do with coronavirus. Do not take them in any way. It is not what you think it is, okay? Bob says, Q, will the arrest be made public soon? Well, my name's not Q. Oh, oh, you mean QAnon? Oh, you mean it's just a question? Okay, well, I'm not Q, so just so you guys know. Will the arrest be made public soon? In alternative stream, I mean in media? Alternative media, possibly. Mainstream media has to be such a great sanitation of the mainstream media as it exists right now. So if it did appear in mainstream media, it's because there's a sanitation cleanup right now. The entire mainstream media needs to be completely sanitized. It needs to be, just turned inside out and just cleaned from the inside out as well too. It's dirty beyond anything that we can imagine. So if it gets sanitized, then it's possible. But right now in the alternative media stream, yes, it's quite a possibility that there'll be some revealings in that. All right. Veronica, thank you for being new here, and thank you for doing this. Thank you for being here as well. Okay, here's one here from Avashay Lavi. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Question, please. What physical difference would we have without the moon? Okay, let me bring Adronis in for that, because that's a good question. Okay, what if the moon wasn't here? What would happen to us? All right, let's take a look at that. We are here, and we thank you very much for your question. So the question is, what would happen to yourselves if you did not have a moon around your world? Well, in the ancient past, you did not have a moon. So your Earth has actually gone by just fine without the idea of a moon, because there was a short period to where there was no moon around the Earth. Whereas this moon that you know in that sense has been around your Earth for approximately 12 to 13,000 years. And again, is a stationary laboratory. It is a spacecraft, and it is basically mixing its own particular codes and frequencies together with the Earth. So it is a laboratory. It is a monitoring station in that particular way. It's agenda-based. That's the nature of it. So basically in that sense, it's not about the moon withdrawing itself entirely. It needs to go through a transitional stage. So basically everything will start to power down. Now this is basically what we have predicted for 2024, is that the moon itself will be shutting down all of its essential systems. So all the systems that relate to any particular forms of frequency bombardment upon the planet will be deactivated. Now, your moon really isn't going anywhere, because it's important for you to go upon the moon at some particular point to discover what is there, because there is karmic connections between that moon and yourselves. But if your moon decided to leave, it would need to go through a transitional power down, and it would therefore vacate under its own power, because it is a spacecraft, and it would move away from the orbit of the Earth. Now, the Earth in that sense would start to equalize itself. This is why in that sense it's a transitional period. Now, the Earth does not require the moon to push and pull the tides. All right? It can do that on its own nature. But the whole idea is that the moon, as it were, has, shall we say, integrated and bonded itself together with the magnetic field to where its own energies have assisted with the pushing and the pulling of the tides. Now, as we stated, this would be a transitional effect because it would allow the natural magnetic fields of your Earth to therefore govern the push and pull of the tides through its own nature, through its own energy. So a moon is not required for the idea of the pushing and pulling of your tides. As we stated, there was a period within your history, in fact, your ancient Greeks have this on record, where there was no moon upon the sky, around the Earth. All right? That was not there. The tides still came in, the tides still came out. It is a natural balance that the Earth has. It's just that the moon itself was able to mesh itself together within the magnetic fields of the Earth to basically have control over that. So again, it's part of a control agenda. This is why the idea in that sense to where the moon in that sense gives off its energy. There is a natural energy to the moon that is very loving and very delightful, but there are also codes and frequencies pertaining to the technologies on the moon. So there's the natural moon energy, which is very loving and graceful, and then there's the technological aspects upon the moon, which is much more bombarding and controlling. Once those particular forms of technological bombardments have been shut down, the aspect in regards to these frequencies pertaining to enslavement programs and protocols will be deactivated. So even with your moon there, it will not cause the harm as it has been relating to these agenda-based operations. All right. So again, your moon is a Draco moon. It's basically what it is. It's run by the Draco. All right. So basically they have vacated the moon because they were basically being told to leave the star system. And so there may be certain appointed liaisons that are actually cooperative, that are of Draco nature. that are still watching things, and they are not warlike. That's the very interesting thing about this. They are neutral representatives. They have been permitted to stay. The ones that are very much more rebellious and warlike, controlling in that sense, are basically being pushed out of the star system. So there are neutral representatives pertaining to the Draco that have actually worked together in states of cooperation relating to the Confederation. So that's what's taking place right now. So there are appointed Draco upon the moon, but they are also in agreement that this will lead into a transitional time to where the moon will power down. It needs to happen in transition. If it happens all at once, it's like withdrawing yourself from medication. From very heavy pharmaceutical medication, it's going to cause disastrous results. This dial needs to be slowly turned down, bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. Because right now it's cranked to the max. And so it's going to slowly start to crank its way down. All right. And again, as we stated, approximately around 2024, the moon will be completely deactivated. But it's not going anywhere because it's important that you are going to receive the opportunity to visit the moon and visit exactly what has been there, because there is your history upon that moon. There are karmic ties between that moon and yourself. It can't go anywhere. But again, if it were, your body or yourselves would be able to naturally go through a transitional process along with the Earth, so that her own magnetic fields would therefore couple together and therefore move back into a state of harmony, where Earth herself would therefore work with her own natural magnetic energies to push and pull the tides. So a moon is not necessary for the idea of that happening. That has just been the idea of a coupling altogether. All right? We thank you very much for your question. Okay, great response there from Adronis, and great question. Thank you very much for that. Okay. So now we get a little bit of a situation with the Draco, right? So if you guys are familiar with the Draco at all, you know that there's these kind of giant reptilian beings, but they're not all reptilian. That's the kind of interesting thing from what I've received as well, too. Some of them are actually in human bodies. Some of them are kind of like in human reptoid bodies. Some of them kind of look like dragons. Some of them look like kind of like dinosaurs. There are different versions of the Draco. Okay, the Draco have very different versions. They have different bodies to themselves. There are some Draco that are incarnated as human beings here. Okay, they basically went through the ensoulment process, as Adronis has talked about before. There's a lot of people talk about clones, and Adronis says it's not really clones that we're looking at here. It's ensoulment. And basically that has to do with demonic rituals or devilish rituals, where a person is basically brought to the brink of death so that their soul can leave the body and so that another soul can occupy that body. And these souls can be what we refer to as a soul of a Draco, and they can come into the body as well too. And so they basically do that with these kind of deep leaderships that happen. I don't want to get too much into it because it is pretty graphic and pretty gruesome, but that's basically what happens. It brings a certain volunteer to the brink of death, where their soul leaves the body and another soul inhabits their body. And so this is what's known as a process known as ensoulment. So ensoulment is much more common than the idea of cloning. Okay, so that's just an idea for you. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes, so we'll probably take about 2 or 3 more questions. It's Me says, what will happen with the Clintons, Obama, and Hollywood pedophiles? They're basically, a lot of them right now are under house arrest. So my feeling is they'll probably be trialed. They may go be trialed for war crimes. It's all military tribunals, really. So I don't think that they'll even be televised or even knowing exactly what's happening. They're really keeping it behind the scenes with all these things. But they are going to go through trials. There's a lot of them that are under house arrest right now. Okay, so the idea of celebrities who say that they're positive with the coronavirus is just mainly an alibi that they are under house arrest and they can't move. They can't go anywhere until their trial happens. So basically there's a lot of arrests that are happening. There's been a lot of talk over the years about mass arrests, and 2020 is the time where that finally happens. So that's exactly what's happening all over the world. The Pope is missing. The Queen is missing, right? They're being trialed as well, too. They've been apprehended. And they just said, oh, they're just behind the scenes. We don't know where they are. Of course you do. Of course you know where they are. Where are they going to go? They going to teleport underground? No. They're here, right? They're under house arrest, basically, as well, too. So the entire infrastructure of the old elitists are being taken down. That's exactly what this time represents. It's an elitist takedown, right? It's basically that this was an entire elitist ploy to basically try and bring in this vaccination agenda, but it has been foiled. It's been counterattacked. Counterattacked. So they basically are playing chess, right? They move and say, I got you, checkmate, right? And that's exactly what's happening right now. From this point forward, from 2020, moving on to 2024, this year has been the tipping point where it's the eye of the storm. But when we're moving from here, 2021, 22, 23, 24, the elitist agenda will be completely dismantled. So they will try other things after this. There will still be some remnants of them. They will try other things after this, and they'll fail every single time. And it'll be disastrous failures. So it's like the idea of saying, oh yeah, we're going to try this. And it's like they're just opening a door, and they're just looking to get apprehended. So if they keep trying this over and over and over again, it's going to lead further into their demise. So they're constantly being taken down because they know they're going to try some other things after this. This whole vaccine agenda didn't work. So we're going to try some other things. We're going to try new things. Maybe we'll try the hoax alien invasion. Maybe that'll work. That'll get foiled as well, too. Maybe we'll try and bring 5G satellites up into space. No, that'll get foiled, too. Right? Every particular thing. Denied, 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 denied. Right? They'll try, and they get foiled, and it leads to their apprehension. But they don't get it. They think that through prophecy, that they are the ones to rule this planet, that they are the ones that are going to succeed. There's no doubt within any of their mind that they feel that they are going to rule this planet. There's no doubt within their mind that they think that this empire is going to take place, and they will not take no for an answer. And they do not realize they're constantly sabotaging themselves over and over and over again, and they're being taken out. We're just basically flushing out the parasites of the planet. That's what these next 4 some odd years represent. 2020, I'd say about close to 5 years. 2020, 2021, 22, 23, and 24. Right? All of those years together is going to lead to the downfall of the elitist agenda. So by 2024, they really won't be a threat anymore. They'll be done. Right? So that's what I've received. This is what I've been receiving for years, for many years, going all the way back into like the early part of last decade. Was that this is all just part of thinking that's just going to, this entire agenda, there's going to be something that they're going to slip up. They're going to make something really, really big. Remember what we've talked about in the past? There's going to be another 9/11-like event. There's going to be another event that's going to cause a lot of fear all over the entire planet. Guys, you're looking at it right now. COVID-19 is the next 9/11. All right? That was its intention. And so this was, again, something that was bigger than 9/11 because it's infecting the entire planet, right? It's the idea of a lockdown that's happening. It's lasting quite a while right now. Again, from what I've received, should be done by the end of April, if at latest, maybe early May, but I'm feeling late April. That's just the quarantine end, but there's still going to be a lot of stuff happening around that time afterwards. But this is, again, one of the big events that we've talked about. So there's going to be an event that's bigger than 9/11 that's going to take place, and this is bigger than 9/11. So this is that event. And it said this is going to lead to their downfall. They're so cocky. They're so arrogant. And they think that this is actually going to do it for them. They're foolish. They're drinking their own Kool-Aid too much, I think. Access denied. Exactly. That's kind of the 2 words I would give any particular ploy or agenda that they try to take in the future past this. Access denied, right? Just a big stamp. Nope. Access denied, access denied, access denied. Come on, we want to roll at 5G. No, access denied. Come on, we want to do a hoax alien invasion. No, access denied. All of these things will be completely denied. So go ahead. You go ahead and try. You go ahead and try and you do it. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. Blows up in their face. And now they get apprehended behind closed doors. And they still try. The little tiny remnants, the last little few cockroaches, try again. And they try again. They try again. And they blow themselves up every single time. This is why I say, guys, just surrender. You're done. You cannot make a new world. The people are already at a level of awakening that you cannot possibly reverse. Even those who are quote-unquote sheep, right? They're still at a level where you can't really dupe them anymore, right? If you basically tried to enforce yourself in the house and say, hey, get vaccinations, you'd have Americans with guns blowing you away. So it's not going to work, guys, right? It's not going to work. It's all a bunch of fear. It's nothing but mind control when you're looking at these mainstream networks, right? That's the mainstream networks feeding you the Kool-Aid. That's all it is. It's elitist Kool-Aid through CNN and MSNBC and all these other different ones, right? So don't buy into the Kool-Aid that they're trying to sell you. Talk about dark energies like I really don't want to get into that vibe. No, I really don't want to get into the idea of talking about dark occults and dark agendas and stuff. I'm trying to lift your guys' energy up. I want to bring you guys positive news, right? I don't want to get too much into that dark, dank, story. That's not for me. If you guys want that, maybe somebody else can help you out with that. I don't really want to deal with that. Even when I talk about ensoulment, I don't like to talk about that too much, but it's something that's happening. So I'm trying to keep it in kind of a sanitized version. So, but yeah, there's just these dark agendas relating to people that want to take over the planet. They want to rule. They want to exterminate 80 to 90% of the population so that they can control the rest, so that they can rule forever. But it's like the ultimate bad guy movie, right? But that'll never see the light of day. It never was meant to see the light of day, right? Okay. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any last questions. Love you too. Love you, Brad. Love you too. Is there still a human with a soul on Earth? Yeah. I'm aware of my soul, so there's at least one. I can't speak for the rest of you, but I'm pretty sure you guys have souls too, right? So I'm pretty sure we're okay in that department. All right. I'm just seeing if there's one last question we can end on. Okay. I think people are just having kind of conversations in the chat here. So, what is Trump's role in all of this? Guys, I really don't want to get into politics. I really do not like politics. He just has a role to play, I guess, from what he's been doing and what he's doing right now. My feeling is he'll be here for 4 more years as well, too. So he's going to be reelected again, and he's going to be doing this for another 4 more years and just cleaning out this entire thing. So, like I said, I don't really care for politics. I don't follow politics. I don't want to follow politics, anything like that. But again, it's that certain people have agendas of why they're here. I know people can really love Trump or you can really hate him. He's the most divided president, I think, of any other president there's ever been. I'm not taking sides with the guy in any particular way. I just look into regards to the state of neutrality about what's happening. Now, Trump has an agenda. Okay, it's just for you guys to know that. He has an agenda like anybody else. Adronis has commented on this not too long ago because I was doing a session with a Japanese audience just a couple nights ago. And people are asking about that as well, too. And saying, well, what about Trump's situation or Vladimir Putin's situation? And Adronis says they're all agenda-based, just like anything else. Just one agenda is more favorable than another. But then Trump's agenda is going to fall apart. Putin's agenda is going to fall apart. All of it's going to fall apart. The corrupt will take down to the corrupt. Is Trump corrupt? You bet your ass he is. Right? If you're a politician, you're basically in that level of corruption. He just doesn't play with establishment, but he has his own corrupt natures. He has his own aspects of agendas, right? But it's just agenda that is basically battling another agenda. It's kind of like my enemy is the enemy of my other enemy kind of situation here, right? You're basically just letting them fight in the snake pit. You're letting dog eat dog. You're not getting in the way. The corrupt will take down the corrupt. And as that happens, the corrupt will start to phase out as well, too, because their agendas won't be preferred, and they'll become self-implosive as well, too, until you get into people-powered community. You get into people-powered organizations. You start getting people led by, organizations led by people. What Adronis has basically said is that it's going to be a while down the road, so just don't get yourself too excited, is that Earth is eventually going to be facilitated by councils. Okay, councils are going to replace presidents. Councils are going to replace prime ministers. Councils are going to replace monarchies, empires, rulers, all of that. It's going to be councils. So that is going to be implemented within the decades ahead. And again, all of these councils are, again, personally elected by the people. There's no hidden agendas. There's no secret agendas here. It's people, again, who have a great deal of experience, and they are councils, and they are representatives of certain areas of the planet. Right, so you're basically going to have councils working together here, not the idea of politics of presidents and prime ministers and all that stuff that are figureheads for other devious people behind the scenes. There's none of that. There's going to be world councils. There's going to be country councils. It's hard to say because a lot of the countries are going to start being dissolved as well, too. You're basically going to have borders taken away as well, too. that'll basically free up the idea of having to travel with passports, right? That's eventually going to happen. It's ways down the road, but that's what's happening. So there's going to be councils that will be the aspect of facilitators. They are not rulers in any way. They're facilitating things. They're serving the people. That's the true nature of this. That's where we're going as a society. And it's going to be a few decades, but that's altogether where we're going. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for all of your questions today, for your healing requests. I really appreciate it. I will be back again next Monday for more healing requests and Q&A live as well too. And so much love to you guys. Thank you for today. And I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care.